I'd love a tune-up.
What do you say, Precious? Serious? You're good to go now, huh? Say it. Why would you want to bend the knee at one time? Because I think you absolutely suck. What do you weigh? That is crazy. No one takes that dude serious.
No one takes that dude serious. I'll kill this dude.
The best part is when the camera goes to figure eight out. Figure eight out was like, what the fuck?
He's like this, dude.
Serious? You're good to go now, huh? Say it. Why would you want to bend the knee at one time? Because I think you absolutely suck.
He's all shit.
I was in bed going through my phone, and I see that, and I'm like, damn, here you're acting a fool, just letting everybody have it, ain't ya?
I just said, fuck it, I got the Danny DeVito syndrome, dude.
Look at that, Triple C. You got Mighty Mouse's reaction to that Sean O'Malley backstage conversation.
Tell me that ain't funny, Schmo. That's the funniest thing ever. You know what's even funnier than that is Demetrious Johnson's laugh.
It's a pretty good laugh Mighty Mouse has. There it is, man. And welcome back to the Triple C and Schmo show. I'm the Schmo. My partner's got an Olympic gold medal. The champ, Henry Cejudo, the king of cringe, humble Henry.
Let's get this ball rolling, Schmo, because time is money and money is time.
And look at that, people. We got 2 mics going. 2 mics, Triple C.
Of course, man. Upgrading. We're making it.
We're making it. Triple C, let's start off with this gold medal moment. Of all the interactions that you had this weekend, we're talking about the face-off with Aljamain Sterling, the backstage interaction we just mentioned with Sean O'Malley, and then the backstage greeting with Alexander Volknaovski. Which was most memorable to you?
You know you next. You gonna get it, dude. You gonna get it. You really don't want the smoke, though. You gonna get it. But you really don't want the smoke. You're not only gonna bend one knee, but you'll be bending 2 when you go up against Triple C. So prepare. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want the smoke. Prepare. So get your ass in shape. Go talk to Dana and let Daddy let you tell
Out
you.
of shape.
Daddy's gonna
Out
tell you.
of shape.
Daddy's
I'll
gonna
whoop your
tell you
ass.
when you
Out
can
of
play.
shape.
Daddy's gonna be able to
Out
tell
of
you
shape.
when
You
you
get
can
through
play.
TJ Pillowshaw and Triple C's next. So enjoy that card ride. Go ahead. Show him. Because that's going to be Triple C's here pretty soon.
I hear a lot of noise. I don't like noise. I like action. So let me know when you're ready.
Let's go.
I don't.
Hey, Sean.
I didn't see that.
You want to match him? He's right here. I'd love a tune-up. What do you say, Precious?
Serious?
What do you say?
Are you you're good to go now,
Yeah,
huh?
I'm good to go.
Say it.
When would you want to bend the knee at what time? Because I think you absolutely suck.
What do you weigh?
Go ahead, carry on with the interview. Go ahead, carry on.
That guy's cringy. No one takes that dude serious.
What's up? Oh, yeah, that's so good. This is all competition, man. If an Olympic gold medal to UFC belts ain't enough, man, I just want to compete, Alexander. We party together as a competitor. I respect the shit out of you. Congratulations, number 1. You know I respect you. I just want to know how far that I can take it, and I respect this. The only reason why I want to challenge you. Well, let's be real. I need some challenges. So I'm here. I understand your distance game, and I respect your IQ, and I hope you respect mine. I think we can make something happen. I respect you before the cameras. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Congratulations. Yeah, we'll see if we can make that happen.
You know what? Honestly, dude, they're all pretty good. But I'm going to have to say the one with Alexander Volknaovski. Just for the simple fact that the competitor came out. He respects me. He knows what I'm capable of doing. And so does the UFC, and so does Dana White. And so do a lot of those officials. They believe that I could be the person to really upset. But they're also like, man, is Henry going to jet out if he does win that third title? So there's a lot in limbo. I would love to compete against Alexander. I know he respects me. You guys all heard it over there. It was genuine from both of us. And let's make it happen, dude. Let's absolutely make it happen. I think if there's anybody that can, it's this American.
So you've been calling out this guy for a long time now. We brought it up so many times here on the Triple C and Schmo Show. Did you get that sense from the interaction on Saturday night that it was the most real, the most genuine version of him, that you get the sense he'd be game for a fight in the future more so than any other time?
Yeah, and I think if he doesn't want to accept the fight, I think he just respects me that much. You know what I'm saying? That he wouldn't want to lose to a guy that talks a lot. You know what I'm saying? Which is what I get from a lot of fighters. But Alexander knows, man. When you have the pedigrees that I've done, win Olympic gold medal in wrestling, 2-division champ in the UFC with 2 belts. You heard it come out of his mouth. He's done some extraordinary things that just let you know that he knows that I'm there. And there's one thing that I am going to bring up, Schmo, is I remember the first time I fought Demetrious Johnson. Demetrious Johnson is probably about 1.5 inches to, I feel like he's like 2 inches shorter than me, or an inch and a half. I was like, who was so problematic because I never fought somebody like that. And I think I look back and I see that fight with Demetrious won. And I can definitely surprise a lot of people. I wouldn't surprise myself by any means, but because I know the mountain that's to climb, but I can get the job done, Schmo. I really do.
We're going to get to Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson in the King speech later on in the show because he's out here training with you at Fight Ready. But let's go down to Aljamain Sterling. You guys went face-to-face. You guys both have great banter. That interaction, man, how was it different from the time he sat right behind us and you guys were face-to-face with DC and we're chirping back and forth?
Well, it was different now because, we're out and about, not in my house where he could be respectful. And he knows what would happen if he does sign the contract with me. So I think he's gonna go the TJ route, which is smart for him, and I get it, because I would absolutely destroy him and hurt him. But he has a better chance at beating TJ than to ever touch this fine hair that I have.
But what do you think's holding him back from signing a contract with TJ right now? Do you think it's a money situation? Did you guys talk about any of this?
I think him as a fighter, because he's worked so hard and he finally got his title and he finally feels like a champion. I think he just wants to party and have fun because it is cool being a champion. When the first time I beat Demetrious Johnson, I won my title. I fought Demetrious Johnson, TJ Dillashaw, Marlon Moraes in 10 months. You know what I'm saying? Like I was from August to June. It was like that, Schmo. That's how dedicated I was. But when I did get my injury after I beat Marlon Moraes, I was almost out for a whole year. It was fun, man. I was getting a chance to travel and go to Australia and, I don't want to kiss and tell, but you know what I'm saying.
And what about Sugar Sean O'Malley, man? What prompted you to interrupt that interview he had with BT Sport backstage? You told him he sucked, man. What didn't you like about Sugar Sean O'Malley? Ended in a no contest with him.
Yeah. First of all, his performance absolutely sucked. You know what I mean? He talks a lot. He if anybody that talks, man, I'm proven, man. Can you step aside, Schmo? Can you let everybody see the accolades on the wall? There ain't no other room in the world like this. So I don't think I talk enough, to be quite honest with you. But I think Sean's situation is like he says nobody above him calls him out. So then I heard that he's saying that he could tap out Khabib. So then I said, "What's up, Precious?"
Well, hang on. He didn't say he could tap. He said that's out of context with the whole Khabib thing. He said I could tap out Khabib, but people would still find criticism at how I'm performing. It was a hypothetical situation. He wasn't volunteering that he could tap out Khabib. It was just a hypothetical speech he was making.
Well, whatever it was, I just think he thinks he's better than what he really is. And to me, that's a problem. So I challenge him. I says, "What's up, man? Are you ready?" He's like, hey, start calling him Stuttering Sean. He freaking tripped over his own damn words. But anyways, he doesn't want this smoke. That would be the worst. It would be like Jake Paul, facing John Jones. You know what I mean? That's exactly, I would eat that dude alive.
Well, the Schmo thought that Sugar Sean O'Malley was winning that fight until it was stopped with a no contest. But the interesting thing when we looked at that, it was the other eye that was closed in Pedro because the eye poke happened to the right eye, but it was the left eye that was closed. The left eye took a punch from Sugar Sean O'Malley in the first round. You could see Pedro blinking multiple times. It's an interesting scenario. But either way, no contest. Are those two got to run it back or what?
Yeah, they should run it back, but man, I really don't care, honestly. Did the rankings change at all? Or it's still the same?
He's still up there. He's still ranked.
What is he, 13?
Around 13.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If Pedro Munoz, if you're saying that was the opposite eye, then I think he needs to find another opponent. Who's number 11 or who's number 12?
Got to look at the rankings. I believe Adrian Giannis is 15. That's a guy that Sugar Sean O'Malley's had on his radar.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's calling people out like that, and then once his shit gets down to it, like he ain't doing nothing. They're gonna handpick him in the UFC. So I said, hey. So I called him out on the spot. He was never like, he was freaking stuttering, Schmo. And when somebody stutters, it's because they're nervous.
All right, let the Schmo ask you this question then, because obviously you want to return for a gold fight on the line, but if there's one fight you would take where gold wasn't on the line, would it be Sugar Sean O'Malley?
Why not, man? I think that might be a good tune-up fight. But the goal for me for Sean is to get rid of him in 2 rounds. Like, don't make him go past 2 rounds. You know? So that's my goal. But he wouldn't take the fight. It'd be his coaches, everybody. Stylistically, I'm just too smart. I'm too experienced. I'm too tough. And I'm definitely too damn good looking.
Well, there'd be spies all over the place between the MMA lab and Fight Ready. You guys are neighbors.
Yeah,
by the way,
but
the
it
Schmo's
doesn't
sporting
matter.
a Fight Ready shirt.
It doesn't matter. I would take him down. I would do some nasty things to him. I kick that front leg of his, and then I slowly start putting my hands on him, and that's it. That's the game plan. That's how you beat Sean O'Salty.
All right, let's move on to the silver medal moment. Speaking of game plans, Jared Cannonier, he fought Israel Adesanya. It was another 5-round decision victory for Adesanya. There was a lot of people that were negative towards the way Stylebender got the victory and calling it a boring fight and everything. What do you make of the situation?
It's crazy when you come out to The Undertaker and You didn't put a performance, man, on Saturday night. It was lame, dude. You got to start giving main events are special, dude. If he's not performing, UFC stop pushing this dude. He's a decision maker. The only fight that I can say that he really beat somebody really good was beating Whitaker and knocking him out. Paulo was just, I don't know where the hell his head was at. But anyways, I'm still not impressed with this dude. I think Alex Pereira can really. Because both of these dudes are just strikers with semi-good defense. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to have to go with Pereira because Israel he never demonstrates any type of takedowns and things like that. He's another one-dimensional guy that's good at what he does. And it's a shame that these dudes at 185 pounds can't take the fight where Jan has taken him. You take it at deep waters and it's over.
But what more can you ask from the champion in Israel Adesanya? He's beaten Vettori twice, Whitaker twice. But he's gone through Brunson.
He's hyping.
He's gone through Cannonier.
He hypes a lot and he doesn't deliver. He talks a lot and he doesn't deliver. It's been like that with him for a minute now. And I think if you're gonna call people out and do all this other stuff, it's like finish them. Put a beating on people. Be a spectacular. Like, people look forward more to his entrance than his actual fighting, and that's a problem. Because what you do want to be good at is when you fight. I do theatrics. I pull shit out of my hat. I slam a snake, and I'm putting on a show.
Well, the Schmo and you were both in Melbourne, Australia. When he beat Whitaker, we were both there Saturday night. When he beat Cannonier, which entrance was better for you? The Undertaker one or the one in Australia?
One in Australia was sick. 80,000. I don't know how many people. 80,000?
Like 60, but close enough.
Anyway, 60,000 people. That was cool. It was original. I actually had thought about that Undertaker one, just the sound effect. But I never thought about coming out with the, what is it called?
It's not a vase.
I thought it was
an urn.
I thought it was kind of funny, but it had Jared's name on there.
What was inside there, though? The Schmo left the press conference.
Probably nail polish.
Yeah, the urn, man. It was pretty good. And Vince McMahon was watching there in attendance, man. You got Triple H there. Put it on a show for the WWE guys, the brass in attendance.
Yeah. He's a good marketer, man. He knows how to market. He can definitely sell a ticket, but at the end of the day, he's not delivering. And I don't put him on the pound for pound top 3.
Who do you put over him?
Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira, he's stopping people. Yeah, he missed weight by 2, but a lot of people say that was a scales issue, and they do need to go digital because being digital is very precise. So, anyways, I feel like I hate a lot on Israel, but it's almost like, live up to your expectations, man. You know what I mean? Like, live up to whatever, man. So I still think a guy like Chimaev comes up and the dude's in trouble. Even though Chimaev I think Chimaev is really struggling to make 170, and we know that. So I think he's gonna find his home at 185, and I think he's gonna wreck some people.
Well, on the point of the digital scales, the Schmo interviewed Charles Oliveira the other day. He supports the digital scales. But back to Adesanya, though. If he goes through Pereira, a guy who's knocked him out before in kickboxing, and gets through him, does your mind change then? Because he's taken away all the formidable contenders in the middleweight division. He's going through them. A win's a win, Triple C. It's not here on style points. It's on victories.
Yeah, but I really, man, but then again, you have to see the talent. This is why I look at the bantamweight division. Look at how everybody's so well-rounded. Look at the wrestlers that you have in there. At middleweight, I can't name one guy that could wrestle.
Well, there's one guy who's coming who can wrestle. Dana White's Contender Series who's just signed. Bo Nickel.
Oh, did he just sign to the UFC?
He's just signed to the UFC Contender Series. We're going to be seeing him.
That might be a little too premature, but I think on his way up, Israel would be in trouble with a guy like that because that dude could wrestle and he could ride. But what I'm afraid is he's just a little too inexperienced, man.
Yeah, he's got one fight in MMA.
Which is crazy. His team shouldn't have pushed him that fast. I got into the UFC. They wanted me to sign off the back, but I got 6 fights in before I signed with the UFC, and that makes a big difference.
All right, real quick though, we'll wrap up Izzy. Him and Pereira.
I got my Brazilian brother, man. I got Pereira because that's all he does is strike. He doesn't wrestle. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything like that. And think about who Pereira trains with too. He trains with big heavyweight guys like Glover Teixeira, former champ. Like his jiu-jitsu game, I guarantee, is better than Style Bender's. His striking is better than Style Bender. He's already beat him twice. It's gonna be the same show. And if Israel wins, he wins.
All right, let's go down to the bronze medal moment. The trilogy's complete. Alexander Volknaovski, he beat Max Holloway, the most decisive of the 3 fights. Clean sweep on the Schmo scorecard, 50-45. What's your overall takeaways of Volknaovski, the great?
Yeah, he's same thing that happened the first and second, or the first fight at least. I think Volknaovski just he's a master of distance, Schmo. He understands the distance range. He knows the range when to kick. People come in, he throws the hands. He's able to mix it. He throws a lot of smoke. I don't see takedowns from him, but I do see him kind of doing a good job pressing people against the cage. And at the end of the day, Max Holloway didn't adjust. The first round, you should be studying. You should have the ability to have a good cornerman to be like, hey man, we got to do X, Y, and Z. You know, but if you stay in that boxing range and you want to knock him out and be a warrior, then man, like that last fight with Holloway, dude, like that's what Holloway did to a lot of people. Yeah. And Volkanovski just gave him like a test of his own medicine. But that's why it's better to be a competitor than an actual fighter. Because when you're a competitor, man, you're just a gamer. You're gonna find a way to win.
Well, not sure if you saw it, but Josh Emmett, he didn't get to sit cage side. Triple C did it. Josh Emmett didn't get any love. He got through Calvin Kattar, UFC Austin. A lot of people thought he'd be next in line to the featherweight division. Then you get Volkanovski saying he's ready for 155. What would you say, Volkanovski and Oliveira at 155? Would you see it, or is Josh Emmett next in line?
I think the winner, if I don't get the title shot, I text Dana too. I talked to Hunter, I talked to Sean Shep. It's like, dude, before they even fought, like, dude, give me this dude. Give me the opportunity, man. Like, I think I've earned it. But anyways, if I have to go to 135 and win it, but I'm eventually going to go up. I'm going to challenge that dude. Because nobody in that division really has what it takes. But if it is in Schmo, I think the winner, I think if Yair wins. If Yair wins, I think that's a great matchup for him too, with the kicks and the range. And Yair's intelligent, but obviously he has to get through Ortega first.
And that's coming up, in June 16th, a couple weeks from now in Long Island. So you're saying if Yair Rodriguez beats Brian Ortega, he gets the title shot. But if Ortega wins, not ready for the rematch yet, and maybe it's Josh Emmett if Volkanovski's sticking to 145.
Yeah, I just hope Volkanovski, if he can open his mouth, I think me and him could sell tickets. He respects my IQ. We heard it. Why not fight in Australia? You know, I'd love to go down under.
Well, right now he's the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter, right behind Usman. Listen, him versus Charles Oliveira, Oliveira's your number 3 ranked pound-for-pound fighter. Who would you favor in that fight, Volkanovski or Oliveira?
I'm about to go with the bigger fighter. But Oliveira also has to get past Islam Makhachev. And if Islam beats Charles Oliveira, Volkanovski's in trouble. Cause this dude is these are freaking bears on top of you. If he takes you down, he's gonna hurt you. I know what those guys can do on top, and that's what they zero in on. And they're big too. You know, Volkanovski looks like he can make 35. He ain't that big.
I was gonna say face to face with him, man. You guys were eye to eye, level to level.
Pretty much. I think I was slightly taller than him.
Really?
Yep.
So if he's the overgrown midget, what does that make you, Triple C?
I'm just I'm just a pimp. I'm his pimp.
Yeah, way too humble for the camera right now, Triple C. I set you up for some self-deprecation. You didn't deliver right there. I think it's time to move on to the King speech. You talked about him before, Mighty Mouse. He's right here in Phoenix, Arizona. He's been here with you for a week. So give us your King speech on training with Mighty Mouse.
Oh, it's good, man. You understand why Demetrious is top 2, the greatest of all time in the sport of mixed martial arts. I mean, think about it, Schmo. The man defended his title 11 times before losing to me. He knocked me out in our first encounter. The reason why Demetrious is so good because he's a student. There's a lot of questions when we go into you know what I mean? Like, cause I've been coaching. I've been going rolling with them, giving them a feel of what Adriano's more likely going to give them. But the simple fact that he asks questions is what makes Demetrious Johnson super special. Super special in the fact that he wants to know the whys. And when I answer that question, and I accept them, like, dude, challenge me with questions. And it's just cool because there's not an interruption because I base a lot of things on probability. So it's just like, oh, okay. And it's like, I get it. I get why you would do that. And obviously a lot of things could be subjective too. But I will say this, Schmo, is we do have 2 different philosophies. You know, Demetrious is a fighter that, you know, that is just in his repertoire to be busy. Whether it's Mexican or whatever, but he brings the fight. I got to the point, especially from his matches, where I'm able to be calculated and pick and choose and out and in, you know, without taking that much damage. So it's cool to get a different perspective from him, and it's cool to see him get a different perspective from me, and it's cool to see him come to practice excited every time.
It's cool to see that maybe we're never going to get a trilogy between the two of you because you're building up a friendship right here, man, a mutual respect.
Yeah, mutual respect, but I think, you know, the price is right, man. You know, Demetrious is a businessman. He has a family just like me. I wouldn't cross that on both of us. I think we'd be able to put that friendship aside. I probably taught him too much already, but, you know, I wouldn't want to go down at 25 anyway.
Well, he's got that rematch with Adriano Moraes. I believe it's August 26th. Won 161 in Singapore. Triple C. He's been looking for that gold strap right there in one championship. He already got the Grand Prix title in that flyweight division. He beats Adriano Moraes. It'll be a rematch. He'd be the flyweight champion of one championship.
Yeah. He would be. He would be. And I think it's more. It's not a technical with Demetrious. It's the tactical thing with him. It's him being able to slow down. Hey, there's easier ways to get to the promised land. Just trust me on this.
All right, we're gonna go to the Schmoment of the week. The Schmo is gonna give it to none other than Jalin Turner. Welcome to the rankings. I believe you're number 14 in the UFC lightweight division. 5-fight win streak right here. All finishes. All 13 of his victories have been finishes. This guy's lengthy. He's got that Anderson Silva type body, cutting all the way down to 155. He looks like he's in the 180s when he enters the cage on fight night. This guy is exciting. He's lengthy. He's not afraid to use his jiu-jitsu. He can get the distance with the striking. Look out for him. Jalin the Tarantula Turner. Schmoment of the week. Big victor, UFC 276. He submitted Brad Riddell. I believe it was the first round.
Yeah, no, he's tricky, man. By the time I turned around to go freaking get into my popcorn, like, the fight was over. So I don't know much of him, Schmo, but, you know, guys that are built or guys that have that ability like John Jones, if he has the right engineering, the right coaching.
There it is, just like that.
Just like that.
Awesome. Triple C. Final thoughts before we wrap this thing off.
Final thoughts? No, I think UFC 276 was a great event. I think there's a lot of new talent that's coming up. I think there's a lot of great opportunities, and I think I'm in a great position to see what happens next. You know what I mean? If Volkanovski wants to fight soon, I'm ready. If Jalin and his flying guitar wants to get TJ me weight, then I'm gonna do that too. Or if Shano Salty, Ronald Meth Donald wants to get it, he can get it too.
Make sure you watch, subscribe, and download wherever you get your podcasts. We're here on YouTube, but everywhere else as well. What's your name?
I am Triple C.
I am the Schmo. We will deliver, and we are out.